an adventure game, a role-playing game where you kill stuff, I want you to feel loved. If you can truly feel loved after playing Fable 2, that's worth writing about. That's an emotion that you maybe have not felt before in a computer game. And so that feeling of love, that feeling of being loved, consists of 3 elements, and I'm going to talk about those elements. 2 of them I'm going to talk about very briefly. One of them is very cheesy, one of them is pretty simple, and the last one's pretty powerful. So the first one I'm going to talk about is family. Now, just like in Fable 1, you can chat up girls. I know that's a weird thing, but you're a hero after all, you should be able to chat up girls. You can chat up girls because you can now play a girl and a boy, you can also chat up boys. If you play as a woman, you can get married, and if you play as a man, you can get married. You chat up somebody up, and then you get to know them, and then you get married, and then you can have protected or unprotected sex. Now, I know sex is a tricky subject for Americans, but you know, that's how you make babies. And you, because of the unprotected sex, you can have a baby in a game. It's lovely. This little baby giggling away and crying repetitively. If you are a female hero, there is a slight pause in your adventuring because you do get pregnant. I think this is one of the first games ever that has a pregnant hero, but there we go. And this baby, because you play the life of a hero, will grow up, and he will get older, and he starts talking, and you know, he looks kind of like you, and he behaves like you. If you're evil, he's evil. If you're good, he's good. And this is one of the cheesy moments. This is easy, but it works. You can't help smiling, because occasionally when you come back home, the doors will burst open and this kid will run out and say, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy, I've heard the brilliant news, you killed all those scorpions, you're a hero." And you just feel good. I mean, it's easy, it's cheap, but you feel good, and that's what I want you to feel, is good. I want you to feel these emotions. He'll also, if you've been an evil person in Fable, he'll also come out and say, "Oh, by the way, Daddy, I've beaten up everyone at school and I'm the school bully." If you're an evil guy, and if you're a good guy, you would have bragged about beating up little bullies. And those are great emotions. The second emotion is being appreciated. Now, you know, I have played countless games, and I have saved princesses and kings and queens and countries and worlds and universes, but it's very rare that anyone said thank you. And just the world recognising you as a hero, for whatever hero you are, and turning around to you and saying, "Do you know, you're fantastic." Just bigging you up it's an important thing. You feel good about it. Now those are the cheap, simple ones, but then all the big ones. The big one is what I'm going to show you now. And what it is, I needed something which, and this is a big risk, and you might well, I fully expect some of you to write, I just don't get this. But it's worth the risk, because that's why we're here, is to take these risks. Is I wanted something that you cared about. Because if you cared about it, then I can really tell a story. Until you care about something, doesn't matter how bad the bad guy is, doesn't matter how dramatic the death scene is, it's going to be nothing to you. If you care about something, suddenly it can be a real story. So the thing I'm giving you is a piece of gameplay, and this piece of gameplay is with you all the time. And it is not a bird, it's a dog. And this dog, we have used all of our expertise, everything that I've learned and the team has learned over the years of working on AI and behaviour. This dog is the best we can possibly make it. He's very cute, he is fully adaptable to you, he looks at you and worries about you, he'll adventure with you, you can control him, absolutely, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. We've spent a long time on his look, on his animation. This is my dog, he looks like this because of me. Your dog will look completely different because he's fully morphable. He can turn from a vicious Doberman into a cute sheepdog. And his whole behaviour has been balanced around some very, very strong ideas. And the first of those strong ideas is the biggest risk of all. This dog wouldn't work if he pisses you off. If he's aggravating in any way, he's not going to work. So his first thing in his mind is, I must not be aggravating. That's like a law of robotics, like Asimov's law of robotics. I must not aggravate you as a player. So if he does, we've lost you. His second rule is, he loves you. He loves you like no other game character ever has loved you. He worries about you, he cares about you. If you're not happy, he's not happy. His one whole purpose in life, he loves to see you happy. He hates to see you hurt. He will do anything to protect you. And so think about those two things. Now, let's talk about how to control them. So, control. Well, yes. What we could have done is we could have given you all sorts of buttons and stuff to on the joy on here. We could have had, follow and attack and all sorts of button combos. We didn't decide to do that. We decided to give you nothing on here to control the dog. There was no button dedicated to the dog on here at all. Now you're going to say, that sounds really crap. And I'm going to try and convince you that you have full and absolute control of the dog without anything on here. And let's look at that. So, if I want to go for a walk with my dog, if I want to go adventuring or I want to take him somewhere or use some of his skills, which I'll talk about later, how do I do that? I could press yellow twice to get the dog up, and blue once to say follow, and green 3 times to say follow closely. Why? He's supposed to be a real dog, man. That's what I want you to believe. He's real. So if I start moving, if I start walking, look, his head's stuck up, he knows we're on the way. Why do I need a follow button, man? This is him. Notice that he stays ahead of me. That is incredibly important. In every single game ever, whenever you have a character who's travelling with you, he always runs behind you. Why? He's so much more useful being out in front of me. If I want to run, he's going to run. I don't press a dog run button. I want to make you believe this dog is real. So controlling him, the way you control him is you just play the game, man. Just play it and he'll sort himself out. That's one thing. I'll show you more on that in a little bit. Let's show you some cute stuff he does. This is shamelessly cute, but it's funny and I love it. I did something mean. You can do mean things to your dog, more psychological than physical harm. I bought a toy for him. I bought it from a shop and I played with him and he loves this toy and I buried this toy somewhere and he's going to find it now. I've been telling him off about this toy because he's been a bit too obsessive about it recently. His toy is his bloody squeaky ball, which he loves me throwing it for him. So I'm going to just tell him off a little bit because he shouldn't be obsessing about his ball. How do I tell him off? We've already got a system to do that. It's called the expressions in Fable 1. You remember them? You could do all sorts of things. And I've got a yes and no expression. The way I say yes and no to people, I can use it for my dog, like this. No. I can really tell him off. That's telling him off a little bit. No. Really, really tell him off. No! That's cute. The bond, I'm building a bond between you and the dog. Because I want you to care about him. I can use all my expressions, even... I can scare him. And this is shamelessly going to end up selling more, 50,000 units more because we've got this. In the UK, we find this hilariously funny and the journalist would be in tears at this point. But he reacts. He reacts to what I do in the world. I could be somebody else there, and he'd be reacting to that. Anyway, enough playing around. Well, I suppose I should throw his ball. Come on then. Do you want your ball or not? Yeah, I see.